Successive British governments have failed to get a grip on the housing market and have too often opted for short-term fixes. That's the conclusion of a new major housing report out today.
Yes, that report, commissioned by chartered surveyors, also warns that another house price boom appears to be gathering speed. And what could that mean, Steph?
Yes, good morning to you both. There's quite a lot happening in the housing market at the moment. Morning, everyone. Yes, and housing has become a big political issue. Prices in some areas are rising again, while the number of new homes being built has fallen. Now, today's report from the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors says we urgently need a long-term plan. And amongst the report's proposals are a doubling of the number of homes built on public land. In England, that would mean 200,000 new homes by 2015. Measures to make sure public land is developed faster, for instance, by forcing developers to build within 3 years, and putting more money aside for affordable housing, for example, by introducing new council tax bans and investing the money raised in social housing. Well, with me now is Henry Pryor, housing expert. Good morning to you, Henry.
Morning, Steph.
What do you make of these targets and these recommendations? Do you think they're doable?
Well, they're certainly aspirational. This is a very important, very mature report that I hope the politicians will seize upon and start to debate, because it is going to be, as you rightly said, one of the topics that is going to dominate the landscape for the next 2 years up to the general election. We saw from reports that seem to come out almost on a daily basis, the last one from Shelter, the homeless charity, last week, 14 years to save for the average first-time buyer a deposit to get on the housing ladder, and 3 million plus people on social housing waiting lists. Clearly something has to be done, but the trouble is there are really only 3 people that can solve this problem. We either ignore it and hope that it goes away, which is frankly what most successive governments have done over the last 20 or 30 years. We either appoint a planning czar. John Prescott and the last Labour government had flirted with that idea, where you effectively dictate where new housing is going to be built and who is going to be inconvenienced, or you leave it to politicians. Now, it has to be said that if you're going to stand up as a prospective parliamentary candidate, knock on your front door at the next election saying, my party has a really great idea, we're going to build some new houses to solve the housing crisis, but this could impact on the view from your house and, I'm afraid, the value of your house. Can I count on your vote? Probably not.
There's lots of talk in this report about using more public land. Do you think there's enough land available to build houses on?
Well, there is, statistically, 93% of the country that is unbuilt upon, and therefore one might think that actually there is lots of space. Greenfield space is obviously where it starts to get a motive. And inevitably, the vast majority of people think that they agree we need more houses, we need more affordable houses, both for those who are coming out to the top of the housing ladder and those trying to clamber on at the bottom. The problem is that if you say, great, but we'll put them near you, unfortunately, that's where you tend to get the controversy.
OK, Henry, well, thank you very much for coming in this morning. That's it from me.
Steph, thank you very much.